Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you how I do my Dominican blowout on wet hair without using rollers. So let's jump right into the video. I am using here a heat protectant and I spray that all over my hair. The product that I'm using is It's a 10 Miracle Leave-In Conditioner. And I just take my fingers and spread that all over my hair. Next, I'm going to take this leave-in conditioner. It is called Ligao de Leche. And I love it. It smells really good and it makes my hair really soft and manageable. Then I'm just going to go ahead and use this round brush, and it is from Agnes. I really like this brush because it has the bristles. It combs out my hair really good, and also I can use the end to part my hair and kind of cut out time. So I'm going to use the Twin Turbo 2600 blow dryer to blow dry my hair. I usually like to separate it into two sections. The first thing I do is I brush once through the hair on the top, and then I also do the sides just to make sure that my hair is evenly dried. What I do is I pass the blower over the hair about 4 to 6 times every time I brush it out, because that way I am making sure that the hair is really dried. We want to make sure that the hair is evenly dried all over. Another thing that I do is I do sometimes, because I've been doing this for so long, but I do just dry those tiny hairs at the bottom just to make sure they don't wet the rest of my hair. But every time I pass, I'm sorry, I'm so used to doing this that I'm just blow drying my hair as I would normally. But I usually tend to brush the hair, and then every time I brush down, I go a little bit lower so that the rest of the hair is dried. On longer hair, you would obviously, or more wet hair, you would obviously have to stay adding direct heat a little bit longer. But since my hair is super short, I don't do that. So I'm just going to speed this part up, and I'm practically doing the same thing over and over. So I like to, like I said, separate into two parts and pass the hair about 4 times. So I pass the blower over my hair about 4 times just to make sure that it's dry. And I do that under, on the sides, and above. Normally what I like to do as well is just kind of, once I'm done passing the blower on those two sections, I usually unite the sections by kind of erasing that part that I created when I separated those two sections. So I'll show you what I mean in like a few seconds when I get to the next part. My arms get really tired when I do this, but I'm so used to it. I mean, it doesn't really bother me anymore. Okay, so see, now I've grabbed the second section, and see, I do the heat pass 1, 2, and then on the bottom 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did it 6 times there, and then above again. And now I'm just gonna go from the middle straight to my ends. Like, I'm gonna blow dry from the middle straight to my ends. Now you see I grab that middle section and I make sure that there is no part, because you don't want it to look like, like a line in the middle. I hope I'm explaining this good, because this is my first time kind of explaining how I blow dry my hair, and I'm not really sure the terminology to use, for it to be understood. But if you have any questions, just leave it in the comment box below, and I will be sure to try to answer them as best as I can. So now I'm reaching towards the top, and I'm trying to kind of keep the hair in the back separated from the front. I don't really care about having like nice even parts or like straight parts, because it's not a huge deal. As long as you have like a section of hair, you should be fine. So I kind of pretty much do this all around my hair. I'm going to kind of stop now and show you guys how I do my hair in the front. So I'm just going to go ahead and try to brush through and blow dry that part that keeps opening up right there. My hair likes to open up into a middle part just because I'm so used to it, but I'm trying to get used to wearing a side part, just something different for my hair. So I'm just gonna separate it into 3 sections and make them smaller so that they're easier to blow dry. I usually like to keep my hair wrapped up like this in a little tiny bun so that it stays wet and it's easier to blow dry. Once those little hairs dry, those ends dry, it just makes it look very, very frizzy, and I don't like that. So I'm just gonna continue. First off, start with the back, but just because I want to get over it, I have to keep my arms in the air so high that they do get tired. So I'm gonna get that over with. So for the front, what I usually do is after I part it, just go ahead and blow dry it. I like to blow dry it the same way that I do the back, and that's by brushing it once down and then going ahead and brushing it on the front, on the sides. The way that you hold the brush is kind of natural to me, but as you can see, I kind of hold the brush and hold the ends with my thumb. So if when I do it again, maybe you can see it, but I hold the ends of my hair so that it doesn't mix up and tangle up with the rest of it with my thumb on the bottom of the brush. Hopefully you can see that clearly in the next clip, so that I put a little bit of heat protectant on this again because I felt like it was a little bit dry. So when I hold it, okay, I put my fingers so weird, but usually what I do is hold the bottom of it with my thumb. That way the ends don't slip up and go flying everywhere. You always want to make sure your sections are separate. Sometimes it's hard to see in the back, so it's inevitable, but you just want to make sure those sections remain separate. That way you don't get wet hair and dry hair all mixed up together. You always want to make sure that in between the parts, you always unite them. I think it looks way more natural that way. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do the bangs. I need to get my ends trimmed, and also my bangs trimmed, but I want them to grow. So I don't know. I need them to grow, but I need a trim. So I need to go get a professional trim. I had trimmed my hair right before this video. Not right before, but when I relaxed my hair like a few weeks before this video. But I need to go get a professional trim. Okay, so now that I'm done blow drying, I'm just going to comb through my hair, make a part. I can't find a comb, so I just use a pencil. Don't act like you didn't do this before. So I'm just gonna take my flat iron and flat iron my ends only. This part is optional. Usually my ends stay pretty good, but I felt like they were a little frizzy, so I'm gonna go ahead and use a Silk Infusion and put that all over my hair. And I'm going to, I usually don't use a clip to part it at this point. I'm kind of pretty used to doing this. I actually prefer to roller set my hair because I don't have to do this part. I don't have to flat iron it at all, just because the ends are normally dry once you sit under the dryer. But I'm doing this because I want them to feel a little bit softer. When you roller set, your cuticles are pretty much kind of sealed. They feel sealed. But when you do it with the blow dryer, they're just very frizzy, and I feel like, I don't know, open, I guess. They feel open. So I do this all over my hair. I just make sure that everything looks nice and styled too. So this is a lot of heat. I honestly wouldn't recommend to do this every week. It will damage your hair. You will feel like your hair is thinning, which is why my hair is thin now, because I used to do this so much. But for like the past 5 months, I've been using ponytails, and buns and stuff like that, and protective styles. But I did eventually have to cut my ends. Whew. So now I'm finally done. I'm just flat ironing those bangs and making sure they look nice. I really do need to get a trim. It's bothering me that they look so thin in the front. Excuse me, I'm a little sleepy, but this is pretty much the finished look. I'm just gonna add some more of the silk infusion to my hair and put that all over. My hair keeps opening up there and it's so annoying, but hopefully. So this is pretty much the finished look. See, I like my hair to be bouncy and have movement. But thank you guys for watching. See you in the next video. Then. Say bye. Bye. Say bye.